Welcome back to our channel, where we embark on a nostalgic journey to revisit cherished classic TV shows and the esteemed actors who immortalized them on screen. Today, we're immersing ourselves in the realm of The Rifleman, the legendary Western series that stole the hearts of viewers upon its debut in 1958. However, there's a unique twist. We're not merely reflecting on the cast's appearance from yesteryears, we're delving deeper into their current aging process, and I must say, some of the transformations might catch you off guard. Paul Fix as Micah Torrance. Micah Torrance, a once renowned lawman, is introduced as a disheveled drunkard who wanders into North Fork. Micah, nursing an arm injured in a gunfight, is recruited by Lucas to assist at the ranch. 3 bandits ride into town seeking vengeance against Micah. Post-war, Fix transitioned into a prolific character actor, commencing with local productions in New York before relocating to Hollywood, where he embarked on his illustrious career spanning nearly 350 film and television roles. During the 1930s, he forged a close bond with John Wayne, serving as Wayne's acting mentor and later featuring prominently in approximately 27 of Wayne's cinematic endeavors. Fix assumed the recurring role of Marshal Micah Torrance on ABC's Western series, The Rifleman, which aired from 1958 to 1963. On Christmas Day 1958, Fix appeared in the episode Medal for Valor on CBS's Dick Powell's Zane Grey Theater. He portrayed a businessman who enlists a desperate individual to stand in for his son in the draft, only to jeopardize the man's homesteading rights when it threatens his son's political ambitions. In 1922, Fix wed Frances Harvey, with whom he had a daughter. They parted ways in 1945. He exchanged vows with his second spouse, Beverly Pratt, on August 20th, 1949. She passed away on November 13, 1979. His daughter Marilyn tied the knot with actor Harry Carey Jr. in 1944, and they welcomed 4 children. Fix succumbed to kidney failure in Los Angeles at the age of 82. Joan Taylor as Millie Scott. Joan Taylor enjoyed a prosperous recurring role in 18 installments of The Rifleman. Taylor tied the knot with Leonard Freeman, who later went on to create Hawaii Five-0 in 1953. The pair welcomed 3 daughters into their family. Upon the expiration of her contract for The Rifleman, she decided to step away from acting to focus on raising her children. Following Freeman's passing in January 1974 post-heart surgery, Taylor assumed the management of Leonard Freeman Productions and oversaw the operations of Hawaii Five-0 under the alias Rose Freeman. She attended at least one Hawaii Five-0 convention to engage with fans. With her children grown, she found herself delving into writing, including earning co-author credits for the comedy Fools Rush In, starring Matthew Perry and Salma Hayek. She entered into a second marriage with television producer-director Walter Grauman in 1976. The couple dissolved their union in 1980. Taylor's acting journey commenced at the Pasadena Playhouse, where she crossed paths with Freeman while both were involved in the production of Here Comes Mr. Jordan. In the early 1950s, Paramount Pictures handpicked her as a member of the studio's Golden Circle, a select group of exceptionally talented young actors whom Paramount had high aspirations for. Her film debut came in Fighting Man of the Plains, alongside Randolph Scott. Her producer even insured the 19-year-old's legs for $100,000 against any injuries. Taylor passed away from natural causes on March 4, 2012, in Santa Monica, California. Joe Higgins as Nils Swenson. Joe Higgins portrayed the recurring character of blacksmith Nils Swenson in the Western TV series The Rifleman. Born in Logansport, Indiana, Higgins embarked on his acting journey at the tender age of 9. Subsequently relocating to Dayton, Ohio, he pursued higher education at the University of Dayton while making appearances on radio programs. He later attained a Doctor of Philosophy degree from Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University. Higgins co-starred in the legal drama TV series Arrest and Trial, assuming the role of Jake Shakespeare, and also made appearances in Sigmund and the Sea Monster as the local sheriff. Between 1969 and 1975, Higgins graced the screens in Chrysler Corporation's Dodge Division TV commercials portraying a sheriff, garnering a Clio Award for his outstanding performances. Following his visibility in the commercials, Higgins was cast as the sheriff in the NBC pilot of Cat Ballou. In 1976, he was enlisted as a spokesperson for the General Electric Company. Subsequently, he was invited by Clarence M. Kelly, chief of the Kansas City Police Department and former director of the Federal Bureau of Investigation, to join a task force dedicated to crime prevention. Higgins passed away in June 1998 from a heart attack in Los Angeles, California, at the age of 72. Chuck Connors as Lucas McCain. Widower Lucas McCain, a Union Civil War veteran, possesses the ability to discharge a round from his specially modified Winchester rifle in 0.3 of a second. Coupled with his strong moral principles and determination, this skill enables him to assist Marshal Micah Torrance in upholding law and order in town while simultaneously raising his son, Mark, on a ranch near North Fork, New Mexico. Connors realized that his aspirations for a professional sports career were unlikely to materialize, prompting him to pursue acting instead. While playing baseball near Hollywood, fate smiled upon him as he caught the eye of an MGM casting director, leading to his signing for the 1952 Tracy Hepburn film Pat and Mike, where he portrayed the character of a police captain. In 1953, he starred alongside Burt Lancaster as a rebellious Marine private in South Sea Woman, and later as an American football coach opposite John Wayne in Trouble Along the Way. During a period when only a few American TV shows were permitted to air in the Soviet Union, The Rifleman stood as an exception, owing to its status as Brezhnev's favored program. Connors and Brezhnev developed a close rapport, culminating in Connors accepting an invitation to visit the Soviet leader in Moscow in December 1973. Following Brezhnev's demise in 1982, Connors expressed a desire to attend the General Secretary's funeral in the Soviet Union. However, the U.S. government denied his request to join the official delegation. Connors annually hosts the Chuck Connors Charitable Invitational Golf Tournament, organized through the Chuck Connors Charitable Foundation at the Canyon Country Club in Palm Springs, California. The event raises funds for the Angel View Crippled Children's Foundation, with over $400,000 generated in proceeds. Connors passed away on November 10, 1992, at Cedars-Sinai Medical Center in Los Angeles at the age of 71 due to lung cancer. Patricia Blair as Lou Mallory. In 1962, she took on the role of Lou Mallory in The Rifleman, stepping in for actress Joan Taylor as Chuck Connors' romantic interest in the series. She held a recurring part as Goldie, one of Madame Francine's attendants, in the 1958 television show Yancey Derringer. Additionally, she made a special appearance in 1963 on Perry Mason as the character Nikolai Wright, the perpetrator, in The Case of the Badgered Brother. She also made guest appearances on various other TV programs, including The Bob Cummings Show, Rescue 8, Gunsmoke, Richard Diamond, Private Detective, The Virginian, and Bonanza. Blair had contemplated relocating to New York City in 1964 until screenwriter Gordon Chase facilitated her landing a role on the NBC series Daniel Boone. She portrayed the character of Rebecca Boone, wife to Fess Parker for 6 seasons, alongside Darby Hinton as their son Israel and future primetime Emmy Award nominee Veronica Cartwright as their daughter Jemima. Blair grew concerned that her on-screen daughter, played by Cartwright, made her appear older, and she declined to renew her contract for Season 3 unless Cartwright was removed from the cast. Following the conclusion of the series in 1970, her career faced challenges, and she made only sporadic appearances in minor films and television roles. Her final appearance in a feature film occurred in 1979, where she portrayed a fashion commentator in The Electric Horseman, starring Robert Redford. In her later years, she organized trade exhibitions in New York and New Jersey. On February 14, 1965, at the age of 32, Blair wed Martin S. Colber, a 42-year-old real estate developer in Los Angeles, California. The couple separated in 1993, and Colbert passed away in 1994. Blair passed away at her residence in North Wildwood, New Jersey, at the age of 80, following a battle with breast cancer. Ralph Moody as Doc Burridge. Ralph Moody portrayed Jay Burridge in The Rifleman. Moody dedicated over 4 decades to performing in stock theater across the United States, even leading his own troupe for nearly half of that period. In 1939, he ventured into radio work at WIBW in Topeka, Kansas. Subsequently, he assumed roles as an announcer and actor at WLW Radio in Cincinnati, Ohio. Moody became a regular fixture on radio broadcasts of Gunsmoke and Dragnet, and he also showcased his talents on programs like The Roy Rogers Show and Wild Bill Hickok. He took on the character of Gramps on The Trouble with the Truitts on NBC Radio. Harlan Warde as John Hamilton. From 1958 to 1962, he starred alongside Chuck Connors in The Rifleman. Warde portrayed John Hamilton, the president of the North Fork Bank. He featured in 18 episodes of The Rifleman, making his first appearance in Episode 8, The Safeguard. Warde appeared in supporting roles as detectives, physicians, and clergymen. He made 5 guest appearances on Perry Mason between 1958 and 1966, often portraying law enforcement figures such as Deputy District Attorney Harold Hanley in The Case of the Haunted Husband, and Officer Rodden in the Soul Color episode in 1966 titled The Case of the Twice-Told Twist. Warde was cast in the significant role of future United States Secretary of War Edwin Stanton in the 1961 episode The Stolen City on the syndicated anthology series Death Valley Days, hosted by Stanley Andrews. From 1962 to 1971, Warde was part of the ensemble cast of the TV Western series The Virginian, portraying the recurring character of Sheriff Brannon. Bill Quinn as Frank Sweeney. Bill Quinn portrayed Frank Sweeney in the series. During his teenage years, Quinn was involved in films in New York City. He participated in touring stock theater companies throughout the 1920s. Quinn initiated his radio career around 1934. He starred as a detective on Little Herman on ABC in the late 1940s. Additional radio programs on which he made appearances included Counterspy, the FBI in Peace and War, Gangbusters, and Mr. A. Remarkably versatile character actor, Quinn appeared in over 150 roles spanning 7 decades, commencing with silent films in the 1920s and concluding with Star Trek V: The Final Frontier in 1989, where he portrayed Dr. McCoy's father. On television, he had a recurring role on Archie Bunker's Place. His other television credits encompass The Odd Couple, in which he portrayed Felix and Oscar's somber physician, Dr. Melnitz, The Rifleman as Frank Sweeney, the barkeeper, and Mary's father in 3 episodes of The Mary Tyler Moore Show. Quinn wed Mary Catherine Roden in 1939, and they had 3 daughters. One of them is Virginia Ginny Quinn Newhart, spouse of comedian Bob Newhart, who occasionally features in minor supporting roles on Newhart and The Bob Newhart Show. Quinn passed away on April 29, 1994, at the age of 81 in Camarillo, California, due to natural causes. Hope Summers as Hattie Denton. Summers initially gained recognition in 1958 for her recurring portrayal as Hattie Denton on the Western series The Rifleman. Summers, primarily known as a regional performer, frequently showcased her talents in solo performances dating back to the 1930s. In radio, she secured roles in the anthology Destination Freedom, a series penned by Richard Durham, dedicated to recounting the stories of prominent individuals of African descent in the Americas. Summers didn't break into mainstream television until her mid-50s, debuting in 1951 on the soap opera Hawkins Falls, aired from Chicago. Despite having a few minor roles in short films without screen credit, she didn't land her first credited role in a Hollywood feature film until 1957, with a small part in 0 Hour. She continued to appear in films as a supporting character. Although her roles in films were typically minor and often uncredited, she notably portrayed Mrs. Gilmore, one of the more benevolent members of the Witches' Coven in Roman Polanski's 1968 film masterpiece, Rosemary's Baby. For almost 2 decades, from 1961 until her passing, Summers lent her voice to Mrs. Butterworth in the commercials for Mrs. Butterworth's syrup. Summers crossed paths with local entrepreneur Claude James Witherell in 1926, the same year she relocated to Peoria for teaching. The couple tied the knot in 1927 and had 2 children together, John Milford as Bro Hadley. John Milford portrayed Bro Hadley in the series. Milford made his television debut in the 1940s on What's My Name? On KGRB in Albany, New York. After his first appearance in Marty in 1955, Milford proceeded to take on numerous roles in both film and television, particularly in westerns such as Gunsmoke, Bonanza, The Fugitive, The Big Valley, and The Virginian. From 1959 to 1960, Milford was featured in 10 episodes as the historical Ike Clanton on the ABC Desilu series The Life and Legend of Wyatt Earp, with Hugh O'Brien starring as Wyatt Earp. Milford's final appearance was in S5E41, Wyatt's Bitterest Enemy, on July 6, 1960. From 1959 to 1968, Milford made appearances in 3 episodes of Bonanza, in Vendetta as Ned Morgan, Half a Rogue as Cal Stacy, and A World Full of Cannibals as Rogers. Throughout his career, Milford remained active in the theater. He established the Chamber Theater at 3759 Cahuenga Belvidere, initiated Equity Waiver Productions in Los Angeles, and contributed to launching the careers of actors like Richard Chamberlain and Vic Morrow. Milford's obituary in the Los Angeles Times acknowledges his use of his engineering background to aid in creating the initial design for the Hollywood Walk of Fame. In 1996's Command and Conquer, Red Alert, Milford portrayed the character of Albert Einstein, Johnny Crawford as Mark McCain. Mark McCain is Lucas McCain's son and the co-star of The Rifleman. Mark McCain starts the series at the age of 10 and ages throughout the show, reaching 13 by season 4. Crawford commenced his acting journey as a child performer. Initially part of the Walt Disney Company's original Mouseketeers in 1955, he graced stages, screens, and television sets with his talent. Despite Disney's initial enlistment of 24 original Mouseketeers, the studio downsized to 12 by the end of the first season, resulting in Crawford's departure. Crawford's breakthrough as an actor came with the lead role in a Lux Video Theater production titled Little Boy Lost, which aired live on March 15, 1956. He also made an appearance in a color episode of the popular Western series The Lone Ranger in 1956. His final film role was portraying William S. Hart in the 2019 Western Bill Tilghman and the Outlaws. From 1992 onward, Crawford led a vintage dance orchestra based in California, performing at various events. The orchestra, officially named JCO, featured Crawford's logo on drums during performances in Las Vegas, Nevada. In 1990, Crawford reunited with his high school sweetheart, Charlotte Samko, and they tied the knot in 1995. In 2019, MeTV disclosed Crawford's Alzheimer's disease diagnosis. Actor Paul Peterson, a longtime friend, initiated a GoFundMe campaign to assist with Crawford's medical expenses. Crawford passed away in a personal care facility on April 29, 2021, at the age of 75, after battling COVID-19 and subsequently pneumonia before succumbing to Alzheimer's disease. And that concludes our exploration of the ensemble of The Rifleman, a timeless gem that etches an enduring legacy in television lore. But before we bid adieu, let's pause to admire the remarkable prowess of the cast, then and now. Witnessing their journey through time is truly captivating, serving as a poignant reminder that time remains the ultimate narrator. To all our cherished viewers, we extend our heartfelt gratitude for accompanying us on this nostalgic odyssey. Be sure to tap that thumbs up icon, subscribe to our channel for more vintage TV delights, and drop your reflections in the comments section below.